Hey guys, Ben Labadie here, and it's Thursday, and I'm with Kirk Hooker, candidate for Ward 6 Council. Kirk, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
And so we're here, we're going to learn a little bit about Kirk, and again, bring your questions, comments, share your opinions. If you're watching this right now, hit that share button. If you're watching on replay, still comment, and we will get back to you, or Kirk will get back to you with some answers about things. So Kirk, you're running for Ward 6 here in Chatham. You have run before.
Yes. And
why do you want to run again, and what did you learn from the first time running that you can apply into the second time?
Well, the first time I ran, Ben, we got 2,700 votes. I didn't really put myself out there. I put a few signs out there. I had a lot of people contacting me. I missed it by, I think, 1,600 votes, and I felt, I went off my name thinking I could get on.
Right.
Just because of who I am and what I stand for.
So you do know a ton of people.
I do know a lot of people. I've been involved in the family business and racing and other things in my life, and I just I put my name out there, and then when I didn't get it, I'm like, man, I let myself down, and I'm not one for failure. I believe in coming ahead on everything. And when I decided, my wife and I decided that we were gonna go for it this year. We're putting ourselves out there. I'm knocking on doors. I'm talking to people. I'm gonna do some debates. So hopefully I can get in this year.
Awesome. So you gotta just work hard at it and get in. Let's see here. Hey BJ, Ryan, Lacey, Sue, Mark. Hey guys, hit that share button. Hello. And again, if you guys got questions, comments, let us know. So you want to run again this time, and you're knocking at the doors. What are people saying? What are you kind of getting the feedback of?
The biggest thing about what I'm getting on feedback is they're glad I'm putting myself out there, just not handing the pamphlets. I've knocked on over 500 doors in 3 nights,
right?
Which is over like 170 doors a night. I'm basically hitting the north side. I dabble a little bit on the south side. I hope that I can hit every door because I want to hear what people got to say. Their biggest thing is the taxes in our town, and their biggest concerns. Like, I was over in Prestantia, and they were telling me, a side split home over there at the end of Prestantia is $6,200 for taxes.
Yep.
That's ludicrous in my eyes. And then you go over to Braemar Trail, $8,800.
Oh yeah.
That's not right. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can lower taxes or I can work with it, but I personally think the taxes are out of control.
Okay, and what do you think are ways to go about that? Do you cut staff, or do you look at other ways to be more efficient with funds and what we put them towards?
I never want to cut staff, and because that's family income. My big thing is with Chatham Kent, we have a lot of vacant lots out there. Like, we have thousands of acres that the city owns. Why can't we auction them off? Get something back into the town. So we're sitting on properties that we're not making no money on, the city.
Or using.
So put them up for auction. Put them so Bubba Joe can go in there and put a bid in on it. And then all of a sudden he's starting to pay taxes on that property. That might help us get some money back. That's just my own personal opinion. And then we're paying for upkeep of these lots and all this other stuff.
Okay. So a lot of times when we say cut taxes, or people say cut taxes, they do get that fear of, staff reduction or somebody's losing a job. But it is, so you're saying for sure, definitely not staff cuts, because that's good income. That's income for people, right? So that's good. That people kind of want to hear, because there's always that fear, staff cuts.
Well, you never want to have staff cuts, right? And you don't, because that's what Chatham's about, is getting people to this city. And now all of a sudden somebody's talking about staff cuts. Who wants to come to a city that they're already talking about staff cuts?
Right. Cool. Okay. Hi Wes. Hi BJ. And again, hey guys, hit that share button if you're watching. There's a bunch out for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And let's talk more about what you see as challenges for Chatham-Kent for over the next 4 years, or even the next year. What do you think are immediate challenges, and what do you think might be a long-term challenge that we face as a community?
Our big long-term challenge is going to be infrastructure in this town. You can see it with our bridges right now.
Oh yeah.
They're terrible. I just drove across that bridge that they supposedly are working on, and I went by at 12:30, and I went back. And this morning I was in town. Nobody working on it. We need to they have to be accountable. Accountability to me is a big deal. If you say you're going to have it done December, have it done December.
Yeah.
What are we in right now? August? And the bridge is still not done.
Right.
To me, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
They should be held accountable, either should be fined or done something for the city.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they never see anything just run efficiently when it comes to construction around here. I know there's challenges that they face themselves, but it's frustrating for everybody.
Well, they always say about cost override. Well, you should have accounted that in there.
Yeah.
Like, downtown community, it's hurt because of these bridges.
For sure.
Let's face it, let's be honest. Like, I don't agree with a lot of things that's been going on in the city, and I feel I can make a change. I'm not afraid to challenge people, and I'm not afraid to back down from anybody.
Certainly not. Okay. You didn't back down from this interview. Okay, so we got, hey, Kathy and Bugsy Jones, Taylor Hooker, hi, Dad, and Tara Wellman. What do you see as opportunities that we have in Chatham-Kent moving forward?
I find Chatham is a diamond in the rough. People don't realize how good Chatham-Kent is. Like, we got water, we got beautiful waterways, Mitchell's Bay, Erie-O, we got...
And I'll be running from Mitchell's Bay to Erie-O to raise awareness for votes, by the way, October 2nd. Okay.
We got everything going in this city, but it just seems nobody really recognizes. Like, we have people moving down from Toronto to our community, and they love it. They think it's the greatest thing ever, Everything's within, in Chatham, a couple miles?
Yep.
Like, I personally call Toronto the concrete jungle. I don't like going there. There's way too many people for this guy.
Yep. In limited space.
And people are on top of each other. I just feel like Chatham's just a hidden gem, and we got to get it out there.
Awesome. Hey, Ken, how are you? And, okay, let's go. What do you see as your vision? What would you feel would be successful on accomplishing while on council for the next 4 years?
The reason I'm running is I want to stop this stupid spending. I really do. Like, this has gone far enough. We've got a railroad, doesn't do anything. We got a Capitol Theater, we can't even give it away. We got a business center out there off the 401 that's useless. Like, how many millions and millions of dollars have they wasted? And I'm being honest, I'm at my wit's end, and that's probably my biggest concern is stop the stupid spending. Like, like the deal with the arenas right now. Like, we need a sports complex. There's no getting around it. Everybody has a nice sports complex.
Right.
And that is something we need. I disagree with where they want to put it on Navistar property. Obviously, that's the big talk of the town is Navistar. I personally, cannot prove it, but I think it's an environmental nightmare. And if they want to get something rolling right away, we need to look at a different piece of property. Okay,
there's a lot of people that would totally agree with you on that, because when you say Navistar property, contamination and time is usually the biggest factor in that.
People want things done now. They don't want things done 10 years down the road, because there's kids that are in minor hockey that when that twin pad comes, they'll be out of hockey.
Right.
Like, if they're honestly considering building an arena or a twin pad, let's get on it right away. Like, let's either put it where Memorial Arena is. My first cousins all play hockey. I'm not a hockey guy, I'm a racer. But I went over to the hockey arena and I was disgusted at Memorial. Sure, there's a lot of history there, but it's time for change, and I feel I'm the guy to make change.
Awesome. Now, my daughter's also a racer now.
I heard that. 8 years old, yes, but go straight, not around and around.
And what I like, what you said that we don't say enough is that my kids are 8 and 11. All right, if we don't move on this soon, right, for a sports complex, they're going to be 20 by the time we're talking about it, right?
That's correct.
So I'm glad that you kind of brought up. Well, I'm glad you brought up the sports complex, and it's a multi-sports complex possibilities in that. Let's see here. Let's go. Craig, hey, Art Sterling. Art Sterling's running in War 2. Craig Morlog. Ryan Jackson, will you commit to joining Ben on his Stay In and Vote campaign? It would be great if all candidates raise awareness and vote. So, if you're not aware, I'm running from Mitchell's Bay to Erie-O on October 2nd to raise awareness for the Stay In and Vote, so that you can vote online. So I'm encouraging people to do that, just so you guys know. And the way you can be a part of that, I guess, is just drive a car that day or provide a beer at the end. So Ryan, hopefully everybody, and hopefully you too, Ryan's also running in Ward 6, will be a part of that. Let's go, Sue Clark. I think a lot of us feel the same way about the waste of our money. Tina Kelma. Hey, Kirk. John North. Hey, Kirk. He was one of my favorite racers at South Buxton when I was little. And you know what? I watched you guys every weekend, even in Richtown.
Uncle Joe.
My Uncle Joe was racing. My cousin CJ now races. But yeah, I can't. A ton of people must know you from racing.
Yeah, right? I've raced all the way from Florida, Alabama, up to Toronto, over to Peterborough. I've had a real good racing career. My son got into racing, and I just felt I couldn't do my racing and his racing at the same, right. So I took the higher road and I packed it in.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do some 5K runs and 10K runs while my boy was doing running at the same time. I just couldn't afford to go buy that feast. Nathan Trudell, now there's a good-looking hooker. Okay, that brings us to something pretty funny here, and I think you got a little ribbing, but you do have the last name Hooker, and we do know that we live in a world where people do make fun of people from time to time, and you've probably been made fun of in one way or another for your last name. And on your flyer, you have vote for your local hooker. Yes. Okay, and it is kind of funny that you know we were talking just a little bit before, and I was like, you know, some people might not like that as much, and I think it's funny. And obviously, Nate kind of went with that idea of, yeah, it's a good looking hooker. How are you getting? It's different. It's funny. You know, you get a lot of fun stuff back for that?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you a story. My son, Jake, goes to my brother and says, Uncle Randy, what nationality are hookers? And my brother, being my brother, he says, hookers come in all sorts of different nationalities. So what's my son do? He goes to school and tells the school teacher that we come in all different nationalities. But realistically, I love my name. I'm proud of my name. I'm proud of what my dad's done in this community. My dad's not with me no more. Okay. But, you know, I've taken a lot of ribbing now. I just figure I'm going to have a little fun with it myself. Yeah. And just remember, at the end of the day, you got to support your local hooker. And when you're at that poll voting, you're going to say, man, hooker, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And that's why I put it out there, so people would remember hooker.
Yeah, and yes, so Nate, nice to see some humor and originality. Jonathan North, everybody kind of agrees. It's pretty funny here. Good old Ridge Raceway. Great job, Dad. Jake, how many kids you got?
I got two. I got a 20-year-old daughter.
Okay.
She's got a very good job in town. And I got an 18-year-old son that's just starting out with his own company, a tree stumping service, which I'm pretty proud of. And how old is he? 18 years old. That's a good age to start. Yeah, he works 40 hours a week for myself and my brother at the golf course, and he's got 9 commercial lawns he cuts in town. Really? And he's
a young entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. And TaylorMade, she's got a real good job. Really proud of her. So so you have your son? He's 18. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's got a tree stumping removal. Is that? Yeah, tree stumping business.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's already got clients, and he's 18. How can we, create entrepreneurs more like that in Chatham-Kent? And how can we bring entrepreneurs and youth back to Chatham-Kent, even to start their own business? Because we hear a lot about jobs, but we need the entrepreneurs, and we almost need them to start it at that age, just as your son is doing. I
seriously think it starts at home, Ben. I really do. Like obviously with racing, it costs a lot of money to go racing, and I don't want to spend that kind of money now to go racing. So Jake knows if he wants to go racing, he's got to chip in, and this was the best way to do it for him. He thought it was the easiest way. It's not going to be a life job of stumping, but Al's Lawn Care started from cutting lawns in the neighborhood, and I remember it. And look at how big Al's now. I'm just saying, there's always something out there to do or to make money. Like, you have to make money, and if you don't,
you gotta be able to work. You gotta want to work.
You gotta want to work, and there's a lot of people that just don't want to work.
Yeah.
Like I work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and then I help my son, and then I do whatever I gotta do. Like, an average work week to me is 65 hours. Like when all my other sidelines that we do.
Awesome. Okay, so hey guys, don't be scared to share this. This is going pretty well, and we got a good crowd here for this time. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's go with trail systems and rail line. We have the rail line. You disagreed there earlier on, why we have it. It's kind of a waste of money, but we can have it now. Do you think an opportunity for a trail, or what else could we do? Do you sell it off, or do you look at a bunch of other options?
Here's my thought on the railroad. We own it. We have it. Let's utilize it.
Okay.
If we're not going to do nothing with it, get rid of it. It's a huge eyesore. The thing is being part of a business, if somebody gets hurt in that railroad,
right,
it's your problem. Like, it's the city's problem. We need to clean it up. It's an eyesore. One of my friends lives right beside it. Like, it's not right. Would you accept that in your backyard?
I would not want it in my backyard unless it was a Great Ontario Marathon trail and nice greenery.
Well, I agree with having a trail, Ben.
Yeah.
Like, if it's done right.
Yeah.
Like getting rid of the steel. Maybe if we could sell the steel, because you're gonna have to pave it. There's no getting around it. You're not just either crushed stone or pavement or whatever you want to do. I agree with having a trail. I do. I think it'll be a good deal because it's something that can bring something to Chatham again.
Yeah. And that also goes from Chatham, Dresden to Wallaceburg. That actually could, almost bring together 3 communities in one shot there.
Well, I think you could have it so, even in the winter, have it as a snowmobile trail.
Yep, ATVs.
As long as it's taken care of. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And if there's enough people in the city that'll take care of it, like the 4-wheel club, the snowmobile club, the walking club, the bicycle clubs, if they decide that they'll take care of it, I agree with it. We spent $27 million on a Capitol Theater. I think I've stepped in there twice in my life, both for 2 graduations. At least with a bicycle trail or a walking trail, we can use it all the time.
Absolutely. Jonathan North, could you reopen Ridge Raceway? I drove by Ridge Raceway earlier this morning. And it still has the posts and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you can see the gates on the pit side and fan side.
A good personal friend of mine looked at purchasing that, but they had changed the zoning to farmland, and it's almost impossible. I hate to crush people's dreams, but we got a beautiful racetrack at South Buxton. They're doing a good job. You got to go out there and support these local community sports places, like the racetrack, the golf courses, the driving ranges, all these little restaurants. That's the thing. The Ridge was a beautiful place. I had a lot of fun there. I got hurt there.
I was there that day that you were there.
So was I, July 8th, 1990.
Yeah.
I just would like to see us get more supportive on a lot of our little things in our town here.
What can we do to make Chatham more positive in a way? Because you do feel a lot of negativity. You'll probably going door to door. You kind of feel a little bit, people down or negative about what's happened in the past. How do we change that to a more positive outlook?
It takes. You could be the greatest guy in the world, and you could do a million good things, but you do one dumb thing, and that's going to haunt you for a long time, Ben.
Yeah.
We just got to get over our past council's decisions and get some new blood in there and get rid of the old boys club. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. It just seems like it's history repeats itself. They buy things and they throw good money after bad, and the worst part is, Ben, it's not, they're throwing mine and your money away.
Yeah.
Now you're playing with my money and your money, and they don't care. They should be held accountable for some of their stupid actions. Like, I'm sorry. Like, to me, the windmills, the water wells first. Them people should have been put on the board first. When you got people out in Chatham, Dover Township without water, that should be a big concern. That's just my opinion.
Now, do you think, in regards to the water wells, if it was London or Toronto or even Windsor or any other area, do you think it would be taken care of faster?
Yes.
Because it's, clean water is kind of a big deal, okay? It should be the biggest deal.
It's very disappointing being from Chatham and having people out there with no water.
Right.
And they're more worried about other little things going on in our city. Like, you know, you gotta take care of each other.
Right.
And in my point, our council people weren't taking care of each other. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. I just was disappointed in the way that was held and ran and taken care of.
Awesome. Okay, let's see here. Well said, Kirk, from Sue. Chris Glassford. Hey, Chris, I'm reading your question, and there is a billboard, and I'm going to ask Kirk to get to you after, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't know, because it's just recently. I just seen it before I came in. So the question is, Kirk, what are your feelings on the billboard that's been put up on Kentbridge Road? Do you believe this is the image Chatham Kent should have when entering the community? So somebody's put up a billboard that's going to create a controversy. I'm going to show him after, Chris, or unless you're already aware of. I
was aware of it. I'm very disappointed in that. My family personally was involved in internet bullying last summer, and I really got an eye-opener about, you know, that kind of, we shouldn't have that stuff. Like, you know what, I have nothing against, you know, gays, whatever. Like, you know what, it's part of our life now. It's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? Transgenders, like, when I was growing up, you never heard of that stuff. Right. But it's just the way it is now. I don't know how to answer that question, but I disagree.
You don't like it.
I don't like it, and I disagree with it. You know what? You ain't got nothing good to say. Don't say it. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's where my mom brought me up.
I don't know where it's located on Kentbridge Road as you come into the municipality.
I think it's on the corner country line, isn't it, or something? I could be wrong. I just overheard it. So.
Yeah. So I just read briefly about that before I came in. I'm going to learn more about it myself and where it is and the location. So Chris, thanks for bringing that up. Kirk did actually know a little bit about it and answered the question pretty good, as most people would expect that answer to be. What do we can do for tourism?
Tourism, like I said, Chatham's a diamond in the rough.
Yep.
People don't get it. Like, you know, we need to. You know, social media can either make you or break you. You know it. It'll be really good or real bad. Like I believe we should go more into the Toronto district, GTA, and put ourselves out there. You know, we got an office in China. Why don't we have an office in out there in Toronto where really Toronto will come to Chatham, or China? It ain't happening. Like I'm telling you. To me, anybody that in their right mind thinks China's coming to Chatham, they need change.
Yeah, especially with the wage difference.
Well, you know what? Our minimum wage here is $14 an hour. Yeah. You know, instead of having, like, that's a huge hit to small businesses to have that hit. Like it's $125 bi-weekly on a paycheck. And then if you raise your restaurant food or whatever by $1, like, they get mad at you. Well, it's not our fault that we did this. Right. So I think we need to get ourselves out in the GTA, because there's a lot of people there, and the more people I talk to, they're moving down here from Toronto. Yeah. And they love it. They're taking their $1 million homes, selling them, and moving into a $200,000-$300,000 home and living off whatever.
Yeah, and it's triple the size, and they got more space. One thing that Chatham Kent is great for, which we need to promote more, especially us as realtors. I'm a realtor. Is space. You got front yard, you got backyard, you have driveways, right? Compared to these other areas, even London, you get limited on parking and that. But we do have a lot of luxury. Now we do have lower residential costs of living. Now we also have a bunch of commercial properties, and we have a lower cost of doing business here as well. How can we bring in more business, or make it known that it's more affordable to do business here, start business here, especially tech business, because you can operate that from anywhere?
I really don't have the answer for that, because I haven't really looked into that, Ben. If I told you something, I'd be just talking through my butt, but I'm not gonna today, and I'm being honest with you. I don't know that exact answer. I know that once people get to this town and they're here, they're like, wow, this is good. You know what I mean? And we you know, Ridgetown's what known as the friendliest town in Ontario.
Yep.
And I disagree. I think Chatham is, but that's just me talking. But yeah, I just think that we need to keep our young entrepreneurs here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, like they talk about taxes. It's all, at the end of the day, your property taxes, your, you know, all this stuff, it pushes people out of here.
It does, yep.
You know, if you have a good hard work ethic, which I really do, and you can put your best foot forward, you're going to make it in this town. And I feel I can do that for, if somebody's got a problem, I'll talk to you. I'll come visit you. You know, come out and see me. And I'll do the best thing I can do for you. I'm not going to shy away from nobody or nothing. And even if I don't agree with what they're saying, I still probably put a fight for them, because that's the guy I am.
Awesome. That's a good one.
That's the best way to say it. If I just because I don't agree with it, and you feel that's a strong suit, I'm going to have to fight for you, because that's what counselors do. They just don't brush it under the table.
Kirk Hooker, a fighter. Hey guys, hit the share button, hit the like button. If you got questions, don't be scared to ask. And don't be scared to ask on the replay, because a lot of people will be watching this on the replay, because it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, how can people get a hold of you? You got a website? Or?
I got a Gmail address.
Okay. Now people can also get a hold of you on Facebook. So if you guys, I tagged Kirk in the top, so if you hit his name, you could probably message him or learn more about him that way, and friend him in that. What do you want to tell people on why to vote for you? I tell you what, I do like the attitude, like, I will fight for you.
I will. You know what? Like, I feel I said to my wife, I've always tried to do right in my life. And this is one thing I want to do right, is be out there, put myself out there for Ward 6. I am a Chatham boy. I'm proud of a Chatham boy. I was born in Chatham. I'm going to die in Chatham. You know, my kids live in Chatham.
What do they think of you running?
Well, my daughter's pretty shy, and she likes it. My son thinks it's great, because, you know, he's helped me put up signs and do different things, and he he is one of our entrepreneurs of town, you know, and if there's something needs to get done, we'll get it done. Like, and that's the way I'm going to do it. And I'm not, like I told you earlier, Ben, I'm not going to back down from administration, from whoever's making calls. If you got an issue, I'm going to tell you. And I don't believe in all these closed door meetings with stuff that's going on. I had a guy call me yesterday about, he was trying to buy a piece of property in Wallsburg, and the city ended up with it. Well, why would the city end up with it when you got a guy willing to buy it?
Yeah.
That makes zero sense.
To want to do something with it.
Yeah, and this guy was serious about it.
Yeah.
And he told me that he wanted to buy it, but Chatham took it over. It's right beside the Kent Motel in Wallsburg. That makes no sense to me. Like, why? There's a guy wanting to do something, you know.
Yeah. And that's a big challenge. And a couple other candidates have talked about it. You know, Melissa Harrigan, Chris June, and that have talked about it. How do we get from no to yes? Because you're told no over and over. Many people in the community feel that when they want to try something or expand or grow, they're told no.
The problem with it is, like I said, even if I disagree with it and I'm elected, I'm still going to fight for you.
Yeah.
Where I think a lot of these guys, they just say, "Wow, that's a dumb idea."
Right.
I'm not even going to put myself out there. But at least if I put myself out there and say, I went to fight for you, and it shows up on TV that I push this, they'll know that I'm real.
Right.
Where a lot of these guys don't even say anything. They just won't fight. Like, we need change. Like, it seems no is a big thing in Chatham.
Yeah.
You want to do something, like, it took forever to get a cut. Like, I was involved in the go-kart racetrack. Like, they didn't want that. It took, you know, a lot of trials and tribulations to get it to be out there in Tilbury. Now they got a beautiful place to race at.
Yeah.
And they fought it tooth and nail. Like let's open the doors up here and let's get some business rolling.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Hey, hit the share button, comment, question. We're going to be wrapping this up pretty quickly here. So you've been married. How long have you been married?
27 years to my lovely wife, Diane.
Jeez.
She's put up with a lot of stuff.
Well, Diane, we are proud of you.
Yeah.
So that's good. So, hey guys, we're going to wrap this up. Anything last you want to say? And hopefully you come back.
I will come back. You have my word, Ben. I honestly will. I'm not, like I said, I've been racing. I've talked to people all my life. I'm not afraid to do interviews. You know, I honestly feel I will do a good job for this city, and I will fight for whoever needs to fight for.
Awesome. Okay, guys.
I feel like Andre the Giant beside you. Like, look at you, look at me. Like, holy cow.
But yeah, this has been really good. Hey, and people can volunteer for your campaign and canvas with you.
They can come out. I personally, you know, I'm doing this, and I'm knocking on the doors myself. You know, I'm getting a little ribbing. I'm getting some people looking at me and laughing. But you know what? I'm doing it. I walked down Sandy Street last night. I had one lady told me that she don't vote because it doesn't make a difference in this town. Okay. And I said to her, I said, I think I can make a difference, ma'am. And she took my pamphlet.
Awesome.
So I don't know if she'll vote, but you know, we got to work on.
But you were out there and now she's engaged.
Yeah,
right?
I'm putting myself out there, and it's sort of fun for me meeting people.
Oh yeah.
I'm a people person, so.
Well, I think you've done well here, and I can't wait to have you back here. So, hey guys, again, if you're watching the replay, you can still ask questions in that, and Kirk will get some answers to you a little bit later. And thank you very much. And all right, have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you later.